Welcome back, degenerates. If your stomach is still doing the halftime show, congratulations, you are alive. Barely.
It's Super Bowl Monday. How's everybody feeling this morning? I gotta admit, I got a confession. Jimmy, just slowly making my way in this morning. Yeah. Woo, baby.
That woo is heartburn, trying to speak English.
Hey, SpaceX is going to the moon instead of going to Mars. We're talking about that.
We can launch rockets, but you can't launch yourself off the couch without a snack side quest.
30th top destinations not to go to. Number 1, United States of America. Oh, did he just say that?
He just put America on a do not visit list. Bold. Your comments section is already on fire.
I did. I found myself driving like 50 kilometers an hour on the way home because it was just a big skating rink.
Ice roads make everybody drive like a grandma with the hazards on and a prayer playlist.
I did not watch the Super Bowl this weekend. Instead, he chose to watch Britain's Strongest Man. Love that.
Watching strongman instead of football is choosing pain on purpose. That is discipline with receipts.
That's good counter programming. I think what I have to say later might offend the algorithm. Yeah. Because I'm doing a lot of reading. It's what I do for a living. And I don't think people hate AI. Nope. I think they're hating the soulless content.
Soulless content is just, you got this on loop, then a link in bio.
No filters, no performative nonsense. Coming up.
Good. I want the unfiltered Monday face, not the I woke up like this lie.
I'll tell you, here's the thing, guys. I'm an extremist by nature, right? So if you're gonna go fucking gay, go all the way gay. Don't get this middle ground doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, because it's just like, okay, let's just kind of see how long we can get it going, you know? Yeah, hit the ball back and forth 30 times and see how easy it is to breathe.
John wants tennis to feel like a UFC tryout. No casual fun allowed in this man's house.
And tell me, come on, compete. You can't breathe, compete. It's not fucking table tennis, dude, where you're just sitting here, you know, competing. It made it more fun, but it's so much easier. So you're doing it like a teammate, not an opponent.
But what I'm suspecting's happened, though, is as you guys go back and have like a friendly rally back and forth, eventually one of you, and I'm suspecting it's probably Terry, who's like, fuck it, I'm going to try to push him a little harder. Americans are trying to make curling the next pickleball, where it's an accessible sport. It's basically chess on ice.
Chess on ice is the only sport where you lose and still blame physics. Respect.
You know, if those guys were walking around in fucking beach shorts catching rays, that would fit my choice of activities much more. It looks like a turbocharged mental version of what's the one where you're rolling the balls? Like, Jesus Christ, Americans, can you get any fucking lazier?
We invented DoorDash and the recliner. Don't act surprised we avoid walking 12 feet.
He looks at me and smiles. He goes, oh. I go, well, I get to. And that's kind of the attitude I'm in. Is I get to take the stairs up.
Stairs are the free subscription nobody wants, but everybody needs.
Then you wake up, take the first 30 minutes of your day, and just go fucking hump it up and down those steps.
He said hump the stairs. Insane wording, but the message is clean. Stop pampering yourself.
Just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to see if I can walk up and down these things for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
45 minutes. Dude, it's fucking brutal.
45 minutes on stairs and your Apple Watch calls your family like, he's not okay.
Well, the simplest fucking, and remember, you have the whole way to come down to recoup.
Yes.
And it's a fairly long, especially when your legs get wobbly.
As simple as steps are, man, they're a killer, man. They're just actually a killer for you.
Dude, it's 149 or 51. Fucking straight up.
He can't count the stairs, but he can count your bullshit instantly. That is elite accuracy.
When I see straight up 40 steep fucking thing, one landing in the middle. But I beat her to the top every fucking time, even when she was halfway. And she's like, I never fucking experienced something like that before. It took me a second to figure out. I'm like, this motherfucker looks like he did 20 years ago.
When a dude looks 20 years younger, I assume discipline, protein, and zero late night scrolling.
There's no question they made you saw some shit you never saw before. Lend it for it, you've been seeing a shot in a Super Bowl show where it looks like that person might be in some sort of wilderness, like through the blades of grass.
I really believe that. You watched the game yesterday, it was a blowout by one side, then the other side. And then even the Super Bowl performance, it was just such a dividing type performance.
You know, it's actually fucking quite interesting because that was never an option before. That's just fucking smart fucking business is what that is. You can say you don't want to watch this, you can watch me. How about it? Here's an opportunity. I'm going to be the first to take advantage of this opportunity because it's the first time we've ever had this ability for it to actually happen.
I don't think it continues to perpetuate the message of being together because it continues to perpetuate the message of separation, which I don't think we both like.
Anybody who's thinking that a fucking Super Bowl performance is going to create unity is really fucking smoking some good shit.
Unity from halftime is a fairy tale. We can't even agree on where to eat as adults.
I was watching them walk out there as they had that intro scene there, just walk out, and I was like, dude, what's with the soul shoulder pads? It's exactly what I thought of. I was thinking of Legion of Doom. Remember those two wrestlers?
Jesus Christ, you can like him or dislike him. He just fucking ate everybody's lunch.
But
She's there because she's one of the biggest acts on the fucking planet. What the fuck? I didn't even recognize her.
Is the dyed eyebrows.
Dyed eyebrows got people looking like an app update. Same face, new bugs.
You know, when girls dye their eyebrows, their hair color, you're like, what's up with your face, man?
Yeah.
Ricky pops out and every man over 30 sits up straight like posture is suddenly a bill.
I know.
It was different, but it just didn't seem like, it seemed like the effort wasn't there.
Yeah.
This one, clearly tons of effort, clearly different, clearly trying to put on a show.
And then the man with orange hair, the delightful president of the United States, gets onto his platform and starts commenting on Bad Bunny's performance.
Everybody is a critic now. Even your uncle thinks he's a culture reporter with a microphone.
And
What did he say?
Oh, this is horrible stuff. You can't even understand the guy. He's not speaking English. Remember how Elon was taking the gang up to Mars? Well, Johnny, they are realigning. They're not going to Mars. They are going to make their way to the moon. SpaceX is going to set up a moon base up on the moon first before they get to Mars.
Moonbase first is the I'll start Monday with a walk plan. Same dream, smaller commitment.
The window to get to Mars is very different. It only happens once every few years. And the reality was, I guess if we can't get there, let's go and test our abilities. Let's go test what we can build on the moon. Speaking of that too, also installing data centers in space too.
Now your notifications can disappoint you in orbit. Innovation is beautiful and evil.
Just crazy science fiction stuff happening. I'm telling you right now, craziness. I'm glad you asked because there is now a porn hub for agents. And it's called, I think it's called
These things on there.
Speaking of mercy.
Figure somebody gets $1 million. Very different if they just suck $1 million out of a fucking website gambling.
Earned money feels quiet. Gambling money feels loud. Then you pretend it never happened.
Or if they actually contribute goods and services to earn that $1 million.
So our two teams are 6 hours apart, massive rivalry, and every long weekend, busloads of Winnipeggers head to Regina. Yeah, it would be a lot of fun if we went into the end zone. Next thing you know, we were being escorted out of the end zone, out of the stadium.
Getting escorted out is the only sprint some fans do all year, and they still gas out.
So the fat security guard fucking legged you down. He caught you from behind. The fat fucker that was eating fucking Cheetos, sitting in a chair, caught you from behind before you could score. I basically fucking picked him up and threw him over the fucking guardrails right into the first few rows. And I actually flipped him out there about 5 or 6 rows deep. And one of his legs went fucking peeling around and cracked this lady right in the eye. You gotta be really fucking, you can get yourself in fucking deep trouble if you do something to a fan, especially if a fan has reasonable cause to sue the company. Like you could bloody him up a little bit, nobody would care. So that looks fucking pretty goddamn real. This is true live shit right here, brother.
Live means no edits, no captions, no saving you from yourself. That is why it hits.
Holy shit! Carter just scored! Oh, holy shit, I'm trying to grab my phone to capture the moment.
He's growing as a person, which makes a big fucking difference.
The speed limit was 100 kilometers an hour. I found myself driving at 50. The road was actually ice. It was raining. It was like 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, so I'll talk about America for a second. It was 35 degrees. It was raining. It was freezing at the same time. I had gas in the car. I had water in the car. I had cannabis in the car.
Water, phone, weed. He packed like he lives in that car. That is a mobile lifestyle.
I had internet. I had my phone. I had my laptop. I didn't do nothing else. I was good to go. I literally coded the entire way out, the entire way back. My productivity, dude, was through the roof.
We're getting older, man.
Athletes are aging up, and you're acting like 30 is retirement. Stand up, bro.
It's when you go into a hotel, it's actually stepping into history, John. It's kind of bizarre how that is.
Yeah, there's something very nostalgic about getting in bed and flipping through channels.
Look at this one from Jimmy. Let's put this one up from 1984, the USA medal ceremony. Look at this one. Like this was that's the U.S. medal ceremony. The jumpsuits from 1984. So that's what the U.S. Olympic team wore.
Pretty fucking cool.
John said, cool. Screenshot it, frame it. This is history.
Dude, we got to put you on a camel.
Put John on a camel, and he'll ask for hills. The camel will request a transfer.
This one here with the Mongolian camel, you strap yourself to a sled and you go on the ice.
If you're gonna fucking be the guy, be the guy.
Her mom was kidnapped like a week ago.
That got dark fast. Call your people, lock your door, and stop trusting good vibes.
And
Where?
from her house out in Arizona, 84-year-old.
Somebody came to her home and took her.
84 years old. She's been gone for a week now.
And the thing is you God damn it, it's like anybody that is, I guess when it comes down to it, anybody's at risk of that. If you've got something to take.
Because if they wanted you to get you to do something, the best way to get you to do something is to capture a loved one, because that's the ultimate leverage, right?
If you give me $2 million, I'll just cut off her left hand. Haley was a fucking stud.
Yes.
Like, he was like a locker room, like organization menace.
Like a cancer kind of thing, dude. Like the shit with Michael Irvin.
He came in, talk about having a vision. He comes in, trades fucking Herschel Walker.
Yeah, coming back with the deadliest destinations you should never visit, and America is not on the list. Let's do it.
Simple can be so effective.
Simple works because there's nowhere to hide. No hacks, no excuses, just you.
That's how I've made my whole life. That's how I find success. Motion equals momentum. Motion equals motivation. And it all comes one step at a time. Up.
Stop making excuses for being out of shape.
Excuses are long podcasts. Movement is proof. Give me proof, not another episode.
Guys, stop making excuses for being out of shape. The game is done. The food is gone. The weekend is over. And this morning, millions of men are waking up and negotiating with themselves instead of moving forwards. So follow me here. What I mean by that is that it's the harder route. If we just cumulatively make decisions to always take the stairs, over time, that has got to be one of the best decisions we could make.
We've been programmed not to do hard things.
Comfort is the default setting. You got to update it. Hard shit is the patch.
Well, to me, it's like this. There's three decisions you can make. Don't hit the snooze button.
Snooze is just later dressed up like self-care. It is a liar.
Always take the stairs and park your car further away.
She takes action. She doesn't make excuses. All of the little things that most people do, she doesn't do. It's like, God damn, I have to remember how much faster you execute things than everybody else that I asked to do.
And what happens is that people like Mark or your daughter, what happens, John, is that they start to slowly reset the culture of organization. If the moment my boss asks me for something, he goes, I drop everything and get it done right away, because if I can make him look good, then I'm good.
Well, even a step closer. Why keep that fucking thing rolling around your head? Get it done.
Stop rehearsing the task in your head. Do it. Then enjoy the mental silence.
Get it out of the way.
So there's talk about SpaceX, replacing long-haul airplanes with rockets, essentially being able to launch in New York City and get to Sydney in 39 minutes.
A rocket can hit Sydney in 39 minutes, but you can't walk 10 without negotiating. That is you.
I'm waiting for a headline to come out that says Elon is buying a nation, or Elon has bought an island, or something like it's fascinating to me, that kind of wealth.
You just want to own the shit that's worth a lot of money. You actually don't want to have that money be put in your name, because then you've got a taxable event.
76, still the dirtiest player in the weight room.
76, still training. Meanwhile, you skipped the gym because it was kind of cold. That is embarrassing.
So this guy does not take a day off. And here's how he gets after his Monday in the gym after the Super Bowl.
You're better off just to have these two guys go in the ring and fucking talk about how amazing their journeys were.
Well, the story, so why I enjoy wrestling is the storytelling, right? And
Yeah.
I know something I forgot earlier I wanted to say, and you dropped it last week, you laid it out so well. It's physical theater.
It is storytelling with sweat. Half the internet is acting. At least wrestling admits it.
I never thought about what you said until you said it, which was, you're right, there was an era of fucking cutting and blood, and you're right, it was because it was to mask their inability to be able to carry a match.
It was unintentional bleeding. That's the hard way.
But you have, so let me ask you this. The first time you got
Hold on. You do it, even if you do it right, you're still getting fucking bashed in the head with a fucking blunt steel object. Don't fucking move. Because the guy that's hitting you needs a target that's not fucking moving.
That is also life advice. Stop flinching. Take the reps. Learn fast. Keep moving.
I'm the guy in the kitchen making food. I'm pissed off that my partner didn't come back to the fucking camp with lions or any meat for us, so I'm gonna go and slam you with the chair.
I'm facing the fucking camera. So you hit me from behind, and I'm gonna fucking feel it. I'm doing this. And I might spend 5 fucking seconds there building it up.
Selling
I
it.
slowly turn around you. From my first fucking match
Yeah.
to my first pay-per-view was 6 months. Total of 10 matches.
Yes.
The end of my career was 7 years. Most guys will spend 10 years learning the fucking craft before they actually get in front of the camera.
10 years to master a craft, and you want a shortcut. Respect the reps, clown.
Like, there's no way that a big production company was going to put me in the ring with a guy coming up and expect that I was going to carry the match. Like, this is not a big production. This is just a little shitty match. But here's the thing. Think of a wrestling company much like like an NFL football team. It was the fact that I could entertain that kept me there. And then it was the fact it was up to the promotion to figure out how to use me in a way that was good for basically keeping me there.
Hey, if you had to redo it again, wrestling, strongman, bodybuilding, would you, which one would you put to the top if you had more time to redo it again?
I got to use the fact that I was a young man in a young man's sport. And I got to learn to deal with, the fucking, the road hose and all the drugs and the fucking alcohol that was involved. I dealt with fucking addiction. I worked my way out of it. Had I gone into wrestling first, that thing probably would have chewed me up and spit me out because I would have had the maturity.
Jane Fonda's workouts, like, this is like early porn for men. Oh my God, do almost anything for $1. But no gay shit. That's this guy's note. It makes you wonder back our conversation with Michael Cancella a week ago, if you were in prison, whether one could have enough self-respect to not do any gay shit.
Here, you got the Super Bowl big screen here, and you got the Sea of Cortez right over there, so you know where the fucking seafood's coming from.
So apparently down around where you are, there's some good surf, like around the Baja, Sea of Cortez, there's some really good surfing areas, like
Towards the bottom, up where we are.
Yeah, I gotta think. So I'm envisioning shallow with tons of sandbars. Like I'm envisioning where you are, where you can just walk for miles. Am I correct, kind of?
When the tide goes out.
How are you guys today? On the Monday after the Super Bowl, you guys moving slow? Are you starting now to, is now the time where it's going to be, okay, so now I'm going to take some steps to move life forward? People are tired of being marketed to by people who don't even like them.
You can feel contempt through a screen. If you don't like people, stop selling to them.
You can't build a life on fraud. And that might be what is driving people nuts around the internet, and that it's fake. Because eventually we all know, and eventually the body knows if you're trying to fake. The nervous system knows, the community knows if you are a fake. It's been now 10 days since we've been talking about, the Claude bot, these autonomous AI agents doing all these things. But the human first rebellion, maybe it's not polite. Maybe it's not even packaged, but it's a rebellion. You can fake a lifestyle. You've heard people talk about it all the time. You can fake a performance. You can fake a persona, but you can't fake showing up when it's messy. You can't fake showing up or being consistent when no one's watching or admitting that you don't know. People want that old ideal back. They want the community without commitment. But I want a community, but I really don't want to commit to it. Well, nation, I'm sorry to say, that era, it's dying. That era, it might even be dead. The future isn't going to reward the loudest. No, it's going to reward the realist. When you go live, it forces you as a human to be present. It forces you to listen. It forces you to respond, not like a robot, but is what people are craving. Hear me, ears up to everyone. This is a place where liberals and conservatives can coexist. I'm done with the internet that sells you connection, but yet delivers the loneliness. If we're putting time into something, it is progress. Energy towards progress, energy towards falling, energy towards failing, energy towards learning, but not energy towards perfection. Perfection comes as a result through progress. So again, welcome to the rebellion, where there is no slogans, there is no gurus, there is no fake perfection. All we have is just humans.
That is the point, humans. Now refill coffee, do not scroll away. The full show is coming up.
So your smartwatch keeps telling you you're fine, but your body, your focus, and your relationships are saying otherwise. Today we're breaking down where wearable data fails, where real discipline starts, and how leaders operate when certainty gets harder and harder to find. Welcome to the Big Show, Nation! Let's get after it!
Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where accountability partner here to help you start your day with real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. We are live and we are an R-rated experience.
The best part was when I got out of the car, it was completely.
Everybody's trying to win. Nobody's trying to solve.
Live beats perfect every time.
Reset is a decision, not a calendar date.
Listening is how you find the real problem underneath the surface. Hey, did you miss me? Hey, good morning, everybody. We had a little technical difficulty. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty. The audio wasn't working. I got in the lab this morning, set it all up, went and crushed some weights, came back in here to do it. And then I was like, no, I don't want to work with you this morning. I'm like, huh? But you were working earlier. Hey, good morning, guys. This is not a fitness episode. No, baby, it's a leadership episode. That's what we are doing here on the show. Today, we're going to get into bio accountability trap. It's about your numbers. Yeah, it's about your numbers on your watch, on your bio, all the stuff tracking you. Are they right? Do you believe them? Do you live them? Or maybe your smartwatch is lying to you. Yeah, maybe it is. We're talking about coming up on the show. And hey, but first, before we do that, drum roll, please. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Matty Roof. Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show experience built for real men, real talk, and humans who want to start their day with real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversations. Yes, we are here to help you start your day right by not hitting that snooze button, the snooze button that wrecks your life. Hey, speaking of big, hairy, audacious languages that we like to offer up, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now. The words are just coming out of my mouth. This is an R-rated experience. Sometimes it becomes X-rated, so if the kids are around, I invite you to put the headphones on. Yeah, put the headphones on or get them out of the room. Good morning, Spartacus. What a shaking Spartacus mania is in the lab here this morning. And hey, this is a live show. It's funny, man, because I got a lot of folks that talk to about their podcasts and bringing people to the live show. And they're like, hey, Keith, what happens if it doesn't work? I'm like, yeah. It's called real life. But what happens if I go to the show and I turn it on and the audio doesn't work? Yeah, well, that's real life. Oh, but what happens if I show up and people don't show up? Yeah, that's just real life. Hey, this is a live conversation. We want to hear from you in the comments. Welcome to the Big Show. Come say hi. Where are you joining us from? And what's your sleep score this morning? Oh, I like that my team put this here. Speaking of sleep score, mitl.show, mitl.live, morningsinthelab.show. All those domains will get you to this show. Yes. And hey, if you guys hit that snooze button, like I know Jimmy does every single day. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, he doesn't. Fuck, man. Yeah, love you, Jimmy. Hope you're feeling better, Jimmy. If you have been hitting the snooze button since January 1st, let's do the counter. 360 minutes behind the guy who doesn't. Guys, that's 6 hours and 9 minutes. You're actually slower than the guy who got there last week with the marathon. Yeah, true story. Oh, hacking up cat balls. That's a nice sound, Roofy. Coughing up hairballs all over the house, Roofy's cat. Hey, think about that. If you've been sleeping in, you've been passing, dude, everybody's passing you along the way. Hey, coming up, guys, trending topics. Lindsey Vonn skied on a torn ACL. So what's your excuse? Yeah, you actually have no excuse. Yeah, she gets up, gets after it, goes down the mountain, and hurts herself. Understatement of the year. No excuses, guys. Hey, you guys traveling to Cuba? You might not get home. We're talking about it. And hey, if you want to make some cash, just become a tree. Yeah, we're talking about that. And on the greatest record ever achieved last weekend, I'm just going to hang that one there, guys. You guys want to stick around for one of the greatest records I have read about. I can't stop thinking about it this morning, guys. I don't know how to I can't wait to tell John about this record. Yeah, and study finds exercise calories don't fully add up. The no shit Sherlock story of the day. Yeah, so don't go training today. Just watch how you eat. We got a bunch of good stuff to talk about today. We're running a little bit behind, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring in the big dog himself. How's he getting here? His name? John Anderson. The Morning Loop starts right now.
Morning Nation, your watch is confident. You're not. That's the first red flag. It'll grade your sleep. It won't grade your character. We're fixing that gap today.
If you're fine, but you're numb, it's a lie. Your relationships can feel the lag. Wearables are tools. Tools don't lead. You do.
We'll show where the data fails you. Then we'll show where discipline begins. And when certainty gets messy, leaders don't freeze. They tighten the basics and move.
All right, Nation, eyes up, coffee in hand. The Morning Loop starts now.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Come on, man. If we're gonna do it, do it. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. How are you, pal? How are you today? I'm better today than I was yesterday, man. Oh yeah, I'm better today than I was yesterday.
You sound good. I'm
Thank
good
you.
too, man. Yeah, I've had my sleep has been aligned a little bit more. I don't know. We Karen and I both kind of realized that. I don't know if I told you this yesterday or the day before.
Mm.
We both kind of realized we're like, because the weather when it changes here, it changes quick.
Oh,
So it'll go up 10 or 15 degrees in like a day and just stay there.
oh yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't air conditioning weather when we got here.
Oh shit.
So all of a sudden it started warming up, and it was like, Terry's like, Jesus Christ, I've been sweating a lot at night. And I was like, fuck, I guess I have been too. And we're like, oh shit, we haven't been turning on the air conditioner.
Oh yeah.
So, when you go to sleep, there's us, the dogs in this room. And by the probably, I don't know, it only takes a couple of degrees
Yes.
to change. And next thing you know, so we put the air conditioner on. What a difference. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. And I'm making an assumption here that Terry's probably going through a stage in life where her body's warmer than normal, probably some days.
She hasn't, when we got together, she's always been in great shape, but she's never had a mate like me who lives it. Right. So she was always kind of in the lifestyle for a competition and back out. And so she got in such good shape just by the way that we live our lives. And she stopped having her menstrual cycle.
Oh yeah.
10, 15 years ago.
No shit. Yeah. So then she's not having those effects of that now today then.
Well, she runs warm in general, but it's not, not lately, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're both kind of that thing where, like, when we eat, immediately, it's like the metabolism fires. Like, my nose will start to run just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I can even sweat a little bit. A lot of times, you'll find me taking my hat off. I'm wearing it because my body temperature starts to rise when I eat. She's the exact same way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I started my day with apologies to my beautiful bride there this morning. I was just out of sorts. Well, just my own mirror, brother. That's why I'm offering it up there. I was, I've just been living a lot of, good stress, but good stress. And believe me, nothing that I'm complaining about, but just pressure down, head down, working hard. And just a stupid thing, right? Just, sitting down last night, having some dinner and watching some telly, and I just got frustrated, and I just got frustrated just the way that I responded, and I didn't yell or nothing, but just the way that I reacted. And to her, I was frustrated. So this morning I said, hey, listen, I'm sorry that I reacted in a frustrated state last night, because she's asking about Valentine's Day this Saturday. I'm like, dude, is it Valentine's Day? Like, I was so tired yesterday. I've been so focused and head down, right, that I got up this morning, looked in the mirror, and said I owe my wife an apology. So I said, hey, I'm sorry that I reacted the way that I did last night. I was frustrated. It was complete. Like, it was my 1,000,000% ownership. Johnny, she looked at me like I had three eyes. She's like, what are you talking about? Right? Exactly. Right. It's usually our own thing. Right. She's like, no, I understand you're upset. You're frustrated. And I just happen to be in the way of it. I go, I know, but it still doesn't matter. It doesn't excuse it. I need to acknowledge that I was wrong, and I just want you to know that I'm sorry for the way that I reacted. So that's what it was. But it's funny because when sometimes, Johnny, your wife looks at you like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Well, what do you mean? What I'm talking about? I was kind of a dick yesterday. No, not really. Right. And it's funny when you're with somebody for a long time. That's how life works. You know what I mean, John? It's not always a symphony. Sometimes in a symphony, it's like grunge rock. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I know you exactly what I'm talking about.
For sure. 100%. You know, it's what you're describing, you know, head down and going and it sounds like you're kind of going into what I was doing late last year. The businesses started and I'll tell you, I've been looking back on that. I only look back to learn. I realized, man, I was like, you know, I love entrepreneurship. I love this. I love that. But what it's not worth is the quality of my life in any way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely
something that I definitely. That's a new discovery for me because I used to be able to, you know, sacrifice, you know, say shave off a tip of the quarter of my the quality of my life, so to speak, and make a sacrifice, and it didn't affect me the same way it does now.
Yes,
and I realized, okay, this is not just a ripple when I do that shit. Now it fucking creates waves big enough. People are getting fucking wet besides me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I can appreciate that. I absolutely can appreciate that. Well, it's funny because I was talking to George this morning, my developer on the team, because we're building Conversation OS. We got a bunch of things working behind the scenes here, and we were talking about time, right? And I was talking about limiting beliefs with time, and I said, George, do you know how fast Elon built the Colossus data center in Memphis? And I don't know if you know about this, John, but he basically built a small city. Most humans, like 99% of humans would say, John, you say, so Keith, how long will it take you to build that city? Johnny, probably, I don't know, maybe 18 months, a couple of years. That's acceptable. Elon built it in 120 days. He created something that humans were like, you're going to do it. He's like, what do you mean there's no way I can do it? So I was talking to George today, our developer, about time, man. And he's like this and this. I'm like, dude, no. Let me just put something in perspective for you. And it was just like, if you can build a small city in 120 days, what we're doing is like making a fucking boiled egg. So like,
dude, it's 100%. And it comes down to asking yourself and your team the right questions.
And eliminating this idea of, and I know you're going to love this, eliminating belief.
100%. And that's where the questions will come in. Like when I started my new business, my pep business.
Yes.
I looked at it and I was okay. I need these pieces in play, and so I went to the team, and each team was responsible. Each part of the team is responsible for a different piece. I'm like, okay, it's going to take this. Which piece is going to take the longest?
Yes,
and that's where I gauge my time. I said, okay, this is what we're doing. We're doing it. We're going to get this done in 3 weeks.
Yes,
and they're like, holy shit! And my first question is, why? What is it about this that makes you think that can't be done?
Oh, what a great question.
Because I've already scoped it out. You're responsible for this. You guys are responsible for this. I know the longest piece is this. So if any of you have a complaint, you know, I'm going to make sure that you see that really quickly. That person could say something I might not recognize, and I'll listen a little closer, but that wasn't the case.
That's a great question.
And we were up and running in 20 days rather than 20 days. Literally first payment received.
See, that is brilliant. I like that question. And it's funny because I was talking to George and I said, because he was presenting the reasons why we might not be able to do it fast. And I'm not trying to pick on George, but he was why he might not. And I said to him, I said, George, I want you to think about this. Don't put any energy on thinking about what we can't do. I would rather you put all the energy towards what we are able to do if this happened. I says, I don't want to waste any time on the energy over there because it doesn't serve the purpose of where we're trying to get.
There's absolutely no progress thinking.
Zero. So if the progress is thinking about, well, we can't because of, then and love you, George, but then we're not the right fit because I'm not suggesting George is going there, but I'm just saying that we need to be thinking of the energy going in the direction of how do we get up the mountain? We'll worry about getting down the mountain once we get up there. Let's get up the mountain first. Right. So I love the idea of limiting beliefs, especially when you start challenging people because people are like, oh, and then you're like, no, not like let's just ask ourselves some questions. I love that question you asked. What's making you think that we can't do it? Love that.
Yeah. It's just because just like you said, he's positioning himself with questions or reasons why it can't be done. Well, let's go the other way. You know, it's all about where you put your energy.
Because if it's simply time, then time we can. So if it's simply time is finite, but we can put resources against time, right? So it's again back to Elon's building a city. You know, so if that means we have to operate 24/7 for 100 days to X result, well, no, but we usually don't work 24 hours a day. Well, no, that's normal people. We are going to work 24 hours. It's just again the idea of limiting belief. I find it quite fascinating, and how humans will naturally fall down to what they know and rarely get challenged to think outside of the box of what they can achieve. True. I believe that to be very true for most folks, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's the way we're trained to think.
Yeah. Yes. Well, one of the greats, I think you'd agree, Muhammad Ali had something to say. Jimmy, let's run it.
To exercise, but when it becomes a strain, you better quit. Man, your doctor don't know what he's talking about. That's what you want to do, strain. You want to run until the pain. You want to run until your toe feels like sandpaper. You want to run until it feels like you're going to throw up. You want to keep running till your legs are painful, till you're going to die, you're going to fall out. You got to run until your stomach feels like it's going to burst, till your heart starts pounding. You want to quit. Feels like you can't go another inch. You can't go another step, but you keep going. What kind of man is that? You should just go until you want to fall out in your tracks. And then after that, you've only gotten about halfway through because...
Good job kind of throwing it on the table. Like how you cannot be inspired by hearing that guy with what he's accomplished. Like, honest to God, Johnny, like that's one of the greats of human sports. Really. Would you not agree with that, Muhammad Ali?
Well, yeah, 100%. Greatest on so many levels. Greatest in the ring. Greatest in promoting himself in the ring. He fucking
yeah.
But yeah, the thing about it is the greats have figured out some version of what he said. That's it. That's the bottom line. It's everybody has their own spin on how they present it.
Yes,
but it's you know there's just such a massive difference between the thought process of the average man and the man who achieves greatness.
Hey, what is your? We haven't talked to this before. I'm kind of curious with this. Hey, team, I'm going a little bit off the rails for a quick few minutes here with Johnny. Johnny, I was having a conversation with you yesterday with a person about overachieving. When you hear that, like, do you consider yourself an overachiever, or is that just what you expect of yourself? Do you follow my line of questioning? Because some people are like, I'm an overachiever. No, that's what you should expect yourself. There's a difference.
Well, let's define overachiever. Is overachiever being, in a very broad sense, is overachiever being put on the table as, oh, he's just an overachiever, or this guy kicks ass, he's an overachiever? Is it coming from a negative or a positive context when that word is put on the table?
That's what I'm wondering too when people use the word. That's why I'm talking about it, because
that fucker on the couch will use that term like it's some sort of a sin.
Okay, so talk it through with me. Okay, so the fat guy on the couch is looking at you and I going, oh, they're not that smart. They're just overachievers. And what you're saying is that he's presenting it that way to validate his existence, right? That's kind of how
he doesn't even need to say smart. He just overachiever is what he hides behind.
Yeah, I kind of think overachiever is an insult when you break it down.
I think the other way. I think you call me an overachiever, I don't give a shit what context you're coming from. You're hiding behind something.
Okay.
Because you can choose to do whatever you are. Can you choose to be an overachiever, fat fucker? Probably not, because you can't put the Cheetos down. I can choose to step back anytime I want to, but many people can't choose to step into, as we're talking about being overachiever.
Well, that's fair.
That's discipline and work ethic. It's a combination of shit that people have to develop.
Well, that's what I mean. I believe you're supporting what I'm saying. I think maybe we're talking semantics here. I kind of see it as an insult because somebody's not respecting the choices that you're making. They're thinking that, oh, this guy's an overachiever. He's lucky. He's done this, done that. No, motherfucker. I've made some very definitive choices that has made me who I am. That's not overachieving. That's called deliberate achieving. Like, in my
mind, that means that I've actually accepted what you call an insult from someone that I would choose not to listen to.
I agree with you there, because at the end of the day, I actually don't care, because I don't care. I don't really care what anybody thinks, and I know you don't either. I find that term fascinating when it's thrown about, because I think sometimes we as humans don't really think behind the meaning of that, which is, you're just an overachiever. Fuck you, actually. No, I was husky, I was fat, I had to overcome some things to get here. That's not overachieving, that's deliberate success.
Well, it's like a guy who looks at pro athletes and says, oh, well, they're enhanced.
Yes.
Well, no fucking shit. Everybody in pro athletes is enhanced somehow or some way. And I'm not trying to blanket statement, because there are the few, but when it comes down to it, you pull back all the fucking layers. There is some level going on somewhere at the highest level. I have, to be frank with you, I love you. I have no time for that argument, actually. I get zero time for it. And I'll tell you, but it's the same exact argument, though. But I have no time for it, because you're saying to me, no, again, we're talking the same language. Oh, he's enhanced. Yeah, but what? Because he was laying on the couch being enhanced? No, you don't achieve greatness. Lindsey Vonn doesn't fucking go down the mountain at 41 and tear her ACL because she was laying on the fucking couch enhanced. So, I don't care what you're doing, whether you're eating good food, taking PEDs, or whatever you're doing to get there. You're still having to do something to achieve greatness. So sitting around and doing nothing, that's not enhanced. That's fucking lazy. Like you're choosing. I don't have time for the argument, because people who are like, oh yeah, this guy does this, that's why he's big. Oh yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, you go ahead and keep believing. I got my buddy Michael Hearn says it best.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's he's 5-6 years older than me.
Yeah.
Fucking at this age, at this age, nobody at his age is doing what he's doing. He's a complete anomaly. Completely. Yes. And he's made most of his life, he's made the claim of being drug free. He's been drug tested a ton. Okay. Now, as an older dude, is he on TRT? I don't know. I'm not passing the judgment. But what he says, and I have my own version, what he says is, look, you think you can do what I do if you use PEDs?
Exactly.
You can't. Doesn't matter. He goes, I'll buy it for you. You still can't do what I do.
Exactly.
And I come back and say, does it fucking matter what he's on or what he's not? He will still kick your ass.
But that's my point.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea. It's hiding behind something because you can't do what this overachiever is doing,
or choosing not to. And again, I got grace for everyone. I'm not here to, I know you're the same way. And again, I was talking with Cheryl about this. If somebody wants to grab a soundbite and make a judgment, go ahead. Listen to me talk for hours, because you know how I really feel. But it goes back to my monologue, Johnny. I'm talking about today. We talked into this, when you choose the elevator over the steps and you're choosing the snooze button over getting out of bed, you're actually choosing comfort. That's your whole life. Comfort. That's it. You're choosing comfort. And those accumulative decisions are going to put you in a spot one day in your life where you're just going to be comfort, and you're going to be going, oh, well, that guy's an overachiever. No, actually, he chose not to hit the snooze button, and he chose to go up the steps over and over and over. It's fucking not rocket science.
And you say it's a choice, which is correct. But I think what people tend to not realize at the elite level, it's a series of choices.
100%.
And as you get deeper down a lot of these choices, you're giving away parts of your life. And it's like, for example, sacrifice. The choice that you have to make to put some of the sacrifices on the table.
Yes.
Some people, they just won't make the choice.
No. And again, that's okay. What I sometimes have, and I've learned how, listen, I'm trying to find my words here. What frustrated me as I went through my previous experience with my last company is that when people don't see you putting the work in, all they see is the rewards, and then there's all the check. Oh yeah, the guy was just lucky because he's so. No, actually, you didn't see me underwater for fucking hours and weeks on end. You didn't see the guy in the gym for hours and weeks on end. So no, when he gets on stage and wins, or he gets in the ring and wins, it's not because he's lucky. It's because he's an overachiever. It's because he put the fucking work in. And I made the choices to want to put the work in. I made the choices to want to make the sacrifices, which some people don't want to make a sacrifice. That's fine. That's the choice that I made, but don't make the judgment later because, oh, you're just an overachiever or you're lucky. Fuck that. No, actually, that's not how it works. So it's fascinating to me. All right, hey, Keith and John hanging out this morning at Mornings Lab with Keith and John. We have Cheryl. I think it's Cheryl Parrish joining us in the lab here tomorrow. You got Keith and John here hanging out today. We got Petro. Johnny, here's a name for you. There was a guy who ran miles of hills in San Francisco until exhaustion, and his name may have been one of the all-time greats, Jerry Rice. Again, another story, right? Just wanted to get after one of the greatest receivers of all time. Obsessed is the word lazy people use for the dedicated. Oh, I like that. So as Petro says, obsessed.
Yeah, but obsessed is a word that the fucking greats use too. If you're not obsessed, you won't be great.
I agree. It's so funny, Johnny. Carter and I were having lunch this weekend, and we were just talking life and offering words of wisdom from Dad. And I said, dude, you want to know the secret? I said, Johnny and I have interviewed hundreds of people. You know, and the common thing we find from everybody. And I said, Carter, there's one word that will change your life. And you know the word. And I said, there's one word. And I said, when you can find that word and obsess over it, you're going to unlock greatness, which is interest. Find your interest, brother. And I said, and so it's, as the 18-year-old man, I'm just trying to teach him, find that interest, whatever the hell it is, and then obsess over it, and you'll be good to go. I said, it's actually, quote unquote, it's actually as simple as that. Because it is, John. It's actually, now listen, I know there's a lot of steps underneath that all, but there's no fucking complicated roadmap for that.
Well, the complication is having the fucking balls to continue to pursue your interest when that path is almost always far more difficult than what's not interesting and what life has told you should do.
Yes. And everybody's trying to pull you away from that direction because, oh, no, what are you doing? Oh. So anyways, good times. All right,
and that's where the whole thing, if they're talking smack, you're on the right track. The average man will try to talk you out of the pathway to greatness.
Exactly.
He's too chicken shit to even get on it.
Yes.
So he wants you off it too.
Yes. Oh, I've been around enough of those people. When I was growing ICUC, Johnny, there were some people in that world that I didn't have much time for them. And then when I sold it, there was a bunch of hanger-oners. You know what I call them? Hanger-oners. Like they just kind of hang around, like the Klingons, right? They just cling on. Like there was somebody in my world that was a Klingon. They cling on, but they're just takers. They don't give anything to a relationship. You've had friends like that or acquaintances where they're around you and all they do is take from the friendship or take from the relationship. There's nothing giving to it.
And you're like, usually they don't know it.
You've known a few people like that too, hey?
Well, dude, when you start sizing down your circle,
yes,
and then you're always forced to have a few that you keep as far away as you can, but they're kind of somehow, some way they have to be juiced in.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you get to observe this from a distance, and you're like, holy Christ,
yes,
you're fucking clueless.
Yes. You know who wasn't clueless? This is a pretty inspiring story. Lindsey Vonn, so obviously an incredible downhill skier, United States star. She crashed on the weekend here, and but she skied on a torn ACL. And what I love about this one is what's the excuse for quitting? Let's set it up, Sterling and Preston, so Keith and John can talk about it.
Vonn, 41, raced anyway. 13 seconds in, she's out. She said it was her line, not her knee.
She got pulled off the course, then posted no regrets. That's wild. Also, that's an athlete choosing risk after clearance.
We're not praising pain, we're killing excuses. If you quit from meh, you're choosing comfort over standards.
So Johnny, there's people complaining because she was in the Olympics at 41. They're like, you're too old. What the hell are you doing? You should be doing, quote unquote, you should be doing other things. What are you doing on the mountain at 41? And then people were criticizing her because she went into the event with somewhat of an injury, a ruptured ACL, and then she crashed, and then she had to get helicoptered out of there. But I like it for the other side, which was because she's like, no, I believe in myself. I believe I can do it. I quote unquote deserve to be here, so I'm doing it.
100%. I mean, the damage is already done.
Yes.
I mean, when I came home from Europe and I had basically a terrible triad. It was an ACL, MCL, and meniscus, and I had a month before the World Championships. And so I went to basically my surgeon. I'm like, look, I need you to help me understand, because I can deal with the pain. I can wrap this up, but here are the events. Here's what I'm going to do. And I had to explain it. He goes, look, there's a few events in here. Your ACL is such a big part of it. He goes, this could turn into like a full-blown knee dislocation. And this is a sports doctor who, basically did a surgery on me, knowing a bicep surgery on me, knowing that I was going to have to be back in the ring in 4 weeks. So he played the game with me, right?
Okay.
And he's like, look, he goes, if this was any other normal type of sport, not this like ridiculous, like carrying 1,000 pounds on your back, when there's not much holding your knee in place for it with that, and the ACL is a big part of that. He goes, so probably what will happen is you'll dislocate your knee. And dislocating your knee or that type of stress, it's very hard to know what else could happen. And so basically, but the mindset of it is the damage is already done. If it just fucking hurts, what's the problem? So I totally get where she's coming from, because she worked all that time to get there.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's 2 days of competition. I can fucking suck this up.
Yes.
But then you're basically you gotta kind of play out the risk versus reward. Well, because if you were just jumping and landing and doing stuff like that, the dislocation risk would be very little, because what you're doing, it's probably 75% or greater. So I opted not to do it, because if an injury like that could have just ended the rest of what I was doing.
Yes. What really drew me to this story, though, is, again, it leans back to limiting beliefs. She believed she could do it, period. That's it. That's it.
100%. I mean, it was just a little bit of pain. She knew what she was dealing with, and she needed, a handful of good runs, and it was over.
Well, and and something that's
then you go get fixed.
Yes, and something our guest last week said. Don Mann, climbing Mount Everest, the SEAL Team 6 guy. He's like, what's the worst that was going to happen to me? I wasn't going to die. I was going to fall down, go to sleep, and I'll get up again. And again, so Lindsey Vonn, more than likely not going to die going down the mountain skiing. Maybe, but the odds are probably not. Going to hurt herself? Potentially. She did. But again, there's that mindset, right? Like Don Mann, which was, okay, I'm not going to die. It's going to be very discomforting. I might hurt myself, but my body's going to wake up. That was a really compounding moment when he made that statement to me, because I was like, wow. Like, because when you're going through your toughest times, you think you're going to die. You're probably not. And as good as anybody, because the body, the human body. It's an incredible machine. And it's probably not going to die, even though our brain is telling us that we're going through pain right now. Anderson.
Yeah, very rarely do people die in some sort of extreme athletics from, deprivation of oxygen.
Yes.
You pass out, you have all sorts of problems, but rarely is death at the end of that.
So I was giggling when you were telling the story with the doctor. I would love to be a fly on the wall with, doc. Yes. What do you do, Mr. Anderson? Well, I lift heavy things up. Oh, how did you hurt yourself? Well, I was picking up 1,000 pounds. And this is what happened. Like, I could only imagine the conversation with the doctor, and the doctor like, okay, this is one that I haven't had to deal with before. Let's talk about this. Because it's not a normal thing. Guys coming in to say, I need some help. Okay, so what did you do, mister? Well, this is what happened. Oh, okay. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's funny because I had the surgeon, and then I had the rehab guy, and they were buddies.
Okay. Right? Yeah.
And so, and I would see the rehab guy in the gym all the time, because his place was right next to the gym.
Yeah.
And where I have my training facility. And so my doctor was really cool. I could say, hey, doc, I need some more painkillers, and I need I need some muscle relaxers, and you throw in some Viagra for me too.
Yeah.
And he would just give me what I needed, and then he would tell the rehab guys, like, fuck, man. He goes, I want to party with these guys. What are they doing, man?
Oh man, hey, it's interesting to hear your comment with the painkillers. So again, back to my son. Sakart and I were talking on the weekend. We were having some lunch, and I was like, "So tell me about your after game routine. Like, I can't imagine you go right to bed. Like it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. You're wired after a game. Like, what do you do? And he's like, well, I'll have a bite to eat. I'll have some oatmeal. I'll relax and I'll try to grab some sleep. Because if my body's sore, I'll have like a Tylenol full body pain. And I thought to myself, and I thought, oh, so that's how these things start, right? Which was my body's sore.
The Tylenol is the damaging part of that, by the way.
So we kept talking. I was listening. I said, Karts, I have something that you might want to consider as an alternative. I said, if I can make a recommendation, if you're looking just because your body's sore and if you're trying to find a way to go to sleep, what you might want to consider is instead of the Tylenol, like the fucking drug, like the pill drug, maybe you want to try like a CBD, like a gummy, like a cannabis type CBD thing. So that's what I recommended to him instead of the pill, the Tylenol. But both aside, what struck me was that that's how us humans get ourselves into situations, right?
Yeah.
Right. And
you want to keep that painkiller for the situation where it's not manageable.
Yes. Yeah.
Because as soon as you turn it into managing things like going to sleep, that's where you get hooked because you do it all the time.
That's exact conversation.
Next thing you know, it's a fucking hard practice. Oh, this works great after games.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's fuck, I'm having a hard time falling asleep tonight. Next thing you know, that's just a fixture. I met, dude, when I went to Terry's house to spend the night at her house the first time.
Okay. Oh,
I basically fucking showed up with a fucking bottle of NyQuil, and I put it, walked in, put that on the fucking counter. She, what's that? She said, what's that for? I said, that's what puts me to sleep at night. And I was at that point, I wasn't dosing it. I was just fucking taking the top off and fucking pulling a quarter of the bottle down.
Jesus, Murphy.
Yeah. And it was just like, that's where I was,
Yeah.
And it was a daily thing. Without that, I wasn't going to sleep.
So thanks for sharing that. And kudos for your wife, for Terry, for leaning into you, not being freaked out by it. Like I don't need to hear the conversations around that, but I can only imagine how she had to work her brain through, okay, this is what I'm getting, this is what I got. And then how you guys connect through that, because there's an experience unfolding. There was an experience unfolding and happening that she didn't know was going to happen from that moment when you think about it.
Well, brother, I told her, I said, look, you're gonna get exposed to shit you probably have never seen before. So you need to understand that. And you just understand this is just the way it is in what I do. And then it was just a fucking few weeks later, I'm basically fucking threading an IV into myself.
Jesus.
Hanging a fucking IV bag off a curtain rod in my fucking right next to my master bedroom. And then I realized, oh fuck, I forgot to put some of the fucking additives into the fucking bag. So then I got her, she's got a couple of syringes. There's a little cork at the top of the syringe. I said, look, I need you to take those 3 syringes and put that into the IV solution. And she's like, what the fuck is going on here? I said, look, I've, the funny thing was at that point, we were actually, part of what we were doing was nutrient based.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was amino acids in there. There was all there. Don't get me wrong. There was PEDs in there too, but it was everything you could think of to fucking basically, get yourself up and ready.
Wow, man, the human experiment himself, Mr. John Anderson. Hey, Johnny, so I got something. So we were talking yesterday about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance, and we both watched it. You know those trees on the ground? Remember the trees? Sterling Preston, set it up. Tell Johnny what this is all about.
Imagine sweating in a tree suit for 8 days. Then you get $18.70 an hour and a pat on the head.
They call it exposure. Exposure doesn't pay rent, and it sure doesn't pay knees. If your event needs humans to play scenery, respect them like humans. Otherwise, your brand's just cosplay.
$18.70 people were paid to be a tree.
People were in that.
Yeah, they were. So I didn't know that until I saw this yesterday. My team put on there. Every tree was a human dressed as a tree.
So they could just run on and off.
That's exactly it.
Because what I was thinking, I was like, okay, when this fucking thing ends, there's going to be a fucking mob of people and everybody's going to come out and grab a tree. Little did I know they were wearing their tree.
I had it's funny how we just fucking drink the same Kool-Aid, man. I had the exact same process of watching the show. I'm like, okay, I get fascinated by behind stuff. I'm thinking, okay, there's a bunch of people running out now grabbing trees. Little did I know, They were the trees. And you think about that, that's actually a pretty brilliant decision when they put the show together, right? Which is, okay, we need trees. Okay, well, how are we going to get them on the floor? How are we going to get them off the floor? Oh, I know. Why don't we make the people the trees? I thought it was quite brilliant.
Look closely, it looks like you can almost see the feet now.
I was just going to say, you can see the feet there. Yeah. I learned something new yesterday during our show. I had somebody say to me after the show, hey, did you know your show went dark for 10 minutes yesterday? Like, no. I said, no. They said, oh, well, while you guys were talking the Super Bowl, the Bad Bunny thing, YouTube turned you guys off. So because we were running some copyrighted content. So I quickly told the team, you can't run the tree segment, just show the screenshots. So YouTube they recognized that we were running some content that was not supposed to be on the screen. All right. So this one, man, I listen, I don't like giving airtime to this topic, but I just sometimes need to roll my eyes at it and share some ridiculous conversation with you. Sterling Preston, Bonnie Blue has set a new record. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
An adult creator claims a record stunt. It's unverified. If it needs a press release, it's not a record.
The internet calls it brave. It's a business funnel. Consent and safety aren't clout tokens.
Nation, don't reward extremes with attention. Reward truth with your clicks. That's how you starve the stunt economy.
All right, so here's what it is, Anderson. The most ridiculous news story of the day. She slept with 400 people unprotected in a world record event.
Why is this a surprise?
Well, thank you. Okay, that's fair. Well, it was I'm looking for 400 men to basically shoot their load in me so I can make a baby. And true story. 400 men unprotected, and the goal was to make a baby, and that's her goal. So she doesn't really know what's happening next, but it was 400 men. Just the dude that's sticking it in after the other dude, the whole thing is just bizarre to me. That's just 2026, man. That's just what 2026 is. Let's get off.
Think about the conversation that she's at some point going to have with her child. Who's my daddy? Well, I don't know. He could be one of these 400 people.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever been to Cuba before?
I have not.
Me neither. I'm fascinated by it because I know it's stuck in the 50s because of sanctions and everything. Well, so I don't expect you to be knowing about this. I've been kind of paying a little bit of attention to it, but you hear these things like, geez, what happens if like a country runs out of oil? Like what happens if these things happen? Well, Jimmy, Kai, Sterling, Preston, what's happening in Cuba?
Cuba's jet fuel leaned on Venezuela. Shipments slowed, and now the runway's thirsty. That's the headline.
Airlines can't gamble with return fuel. They'll carry extra or stop to refuel. Travelers got caught anyway.
U.S. carriers say they're fine. They pack fuel for the round trip. Different rules, same lesson.
They actually don't have fuel. So if you and I went there on a vacation on an airplane, they drop us off there. There actually is no fuel on the island to bring people home. So Air Canada and other airlines are sending planes there to bring people back because they actually don't have oil on the island, and power's running out. And it's again one of those things you kind of think about, like what would happen if America ran out of oil, but this country doesn't have any power, which I think I find it quite fascinating actually, because and now the political implications of that, right? Russia's like, hey, you want oil, you can't get oil because America's getting in the way. And it's just, I find it quite fascinating. And because that's something that we just take for granted. Well, of course I can get home. I'll just put gas in the plane, or I'll just put gas in the car.
We're seeing, I mean, think of all the things that are becoming short.
Oh,
look at copper.
Yes.
I mean, silver. I mean, there's these things, all these, yeah. And I think keep in mind, when there's a shortage of something, it creates a fucking massive opportunity.
Yes, 100%.
So I think all of this stuff was kind of think about how the smartest minds, putting Elon aside, right? The smartest minds can predict stuff that's decades and decades ahead.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They've recognized shortage of a lot of shit fucking forever ago, but then nothing to slow it down.
Yes. Yes.
So it's all been allowed to happen. Now there's going to be massive shift of wealth because of the fucking shortage.
It's happening. It's absolutely happening. I'll tell you what's also happening in the no shit Sherlock department. You'll love this one, Johnny. Study finding exercise calories. Yeah, go eat that Big Mac because you can run it off. They don't fully add up. Sterling and Preston, tell us about this one.
Exercise calories don't stack like Legos. Your body's an accountant, and it moves numbers when you're not looking.
Researchers saw only about 3/4 show up. The rest gets refunded by lower burn later.
So the win isn't punishment workouts. It's consistent movement, sleep, and eating like an adult, not a raccoon.
Again, what we talk about all the time here, but this is a recent study in current biology. Again, not the biggest one, but just under 500 people, John. Exercise often leads to less weight loss than people expect because the body partially compensates for the energy burned during workouts. You talk to your clients about it all the time that, you know, our body's built in the kitchen, not built in the gym. Yet society has taught us, John, that's what fascinates me, right? Like society has taught us that to get the body you have to go get to the gym, which is so misleading. Would you not agree?
Well, it's because with, 30, 40, 50 years ago, that's what we understood.
Yes. Yeah.
But, here's an interesting way to, for people that don't understand the calorie thing.
Yeah, please.
So calories, everybody knows counting.
Yes.
Counting calories, right? Let's say we're counting rocks.
Yes.
Okay. So we can go in the front yard and we can count fucking pieces of gravel.
Yes.
Well, you could have 1 million pieces of those. Nobody really cares about that. Or you could go someplace and you could count diamonds. And you can have, you got 1 million diamonds, you're in good fucking shape. Well, a calorie just says you're counting rocks. So the human being, right, the mind, cares about the diamonds, not the rocks. Not the gravel, excuse me, right? So the human body cares about counting things that matter. Calorie doesn't describe if it matters. Does that even a macro is a little bit it is only halfway there.
Yes.
Makes sense?
It does make sense.
What
Absolutely.
the currency to the body is the micro that lives in the macro that can possibly live in the calorie.
Yeah. But again, that gets really confusing for us.
But when you're counting calories, you're just counting things. But do these things matter to the body? You count the right things, the body cares. You count the wrong things, the body gives two shits.
Yeah. But again, like I said, though, we as humans are looking for a shortcut. So the shortcut is I'll just count the calorie. It's too much work to get into the macros and the micros and all the things you're talking about. So we as humans have been taught that your walk is going to equal this, your food's going to equal that, and you find a difference, and that's how it works, even though it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, it's a very uneducated language.
Yeah, 100%.
Someone's talking calories. Someone's talking calories. They're very uneducated. They talk macros. They're a little bit better. But if they talk about the micro, if they're talking about the right macros with the micros, now they understand what they're talking about.
Yeah. Hey, in our community contributions department, Good Time sent us over a video yesterday, and I got a question for you. I want you to ask. I want you to think about this. So, a brand new sport has been thrown onto the table. They're testing it, and let's run the sport. Show it to Johnny. I want to get his opinion on it.
Dude, we've looked at this before.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah.
It's just getting bigger and bigger. I believe these are rugby players, dude.
So I think that this is I believe this is an AI video. I don't know if this is real. I
think that's real, brother.
I hope the sport doesn't exist. Like, this is messed up.
That happens on the rugby field. You just see it once in a great while.
Like that kind of impact happens on the rugby field. Yeah.
If they're in the right setting, the difference to rugby is you've got a guy running the fucking ball. He's got all these people behind him. He can pass the ball off it. If somebody is coming at you like the guy from the left, and he's coming at you like a truck like that,
yes,
if you've got someone behind you, you're gonna flip the ball off to them so that if you want to flip it off right before he hits you, so he hits you and the guy you flip it to goes right down the field.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
In this case, but keep in mind, this case, all they're doing, the ball is just fucking semantics. It's who can fucking, when they hit each other inside that circle, who's fucking keeping their feet is all it comes down to.
Yeah. That there though, like if they're gonna make that into a sport, we're gonna see some we're gonna see some head injuries, dude.
Oh fuck it. Well, there's no question about it. I mean, because you've taken these situations like in football.
Yeah,
they've done all sorts of things. The NFL have done all sorts of things to eliminate those type of impacts, such as they changed the kickoffs. They've done these high impact.
Yes.
I believe in rugby that they've done that. Now they've just singled out these situations like right here. I mean, it's rare you're going to see something like that in rugby, but stuff like that does happen.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Tomorrow we got, I believe her name is Cheryl Parrish joining us on the show here, hanging out with us this morning, tomorrow on tomorrow's show. Today, you got Keith and John just digging into some big topics today with a bunch of other things coming up in the next hour, including why your smartwatch is lying to you. Hey, I see that epic spot there, Kai. Let's throw that one on screen, have a little bit of laughter with it. Check this one out. What people do. So you talk about a house show.
Can you put that on the fucking bigger screen? Christ almighty.
I know. Like you talk about like
what the fuck is he going down to? Well, is it just like a card table? Oh, I see it. Okay.
It's a table, but you talk about like, so this is what fascinates me. Like these wrestling house shows, guys that are trying to get to the big stage, what they put themselves through for a couple $100. I knew a guy, a local guy here who was trying to get to the big stage like yourself.
And didn't even make it to hit the guy.
I know. But again,
now the fucking guy, now the psychology would say that the guy that didn't get hit would have to get up, basically start fucking whooping ass of the guy that just went off the fucking table. When in actuality, they both are going to need a couple of fucking minutes to figure out what's going on.
I like that you said that. The psychology of it is the guy that got missed. You're right. The storytelling.
He needs to get up and start whooping the ass of the fucking guy that fucking just hurt himself.
But let me ask you, look at that guy just jumping. But doesn't this just like again, back to Don Man. Well, I'm not going to die. I might break an arm, might cut myself, I might hurt myself, but I'm not going to die. So I'm going to do this because that's what I'm trying to get to the big stage. So this is what I got to.
But there's a little bit of a difference between someone running to the point where their brain runs out of oxygen versus jumping off something that's 25 feet high where you could fucking break your neck and kill yourself. Ask Don Man if these fall into his decision makings of I'm not going to die. I guarantee not.
Then let me ask, so then why does a dude who's trying to make himself up the wrestling ranks make that decision?
Because it's much easier for him to lay on the couch and eat Cheetos and fucking couple times a month jump off 3 fucking stories, hoping that that's going to get him picked up when that will never get him picked up. But in his mind, that works.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of getting picked up, I got something for you. Here's something.
Listen, the guys that are putting in the work, don't do that.
Oh, because that's a gimmick. The guy, I never. Yes. That's the shortcut when you're like, that's not. Yes.
I mean, if you're putting in the work, you might have some variation of that.
Yeah.
But fucking not that. Or when you're doing stuff like that, it's set up in a way where it's just going to be a little safer. That's a guy that's purely taking a risk to fucking cover up the fact that this is the only shot he's ever got to make it, is risking his life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
when it comes down to it, that's not the mentality, that's not the work ethic, that's not what the big companies want in their locker room.
Speaking of putting in the work, I do not expect you to have followed this, but again, I'll bring a Bad Bunny again on the weekend. I'm going to predict who's going to be at WrestleMania 42. He was one of the great celebrity wrestlers he's bumped in the ring. He's done some matches. Logan Paul called him out on the weekend during the event there, and I suspect they're going to try to generate some money for it and there's rumors that Bad Bunny is going to wrestle at WrestleMania. But I saw him putting in the work. And Johnny, for somebody who's not a wrestler like Jelly Roll, to see these guys putting in the work, man, that's respect. Like to see, it's like you teaching me how to do it and me wanting to learn. I can only imagine there's a lot of respect for that, for guys that are like, wow, you really want to learn how to do this. You know what I mean by that? Like, it's like, because somebody like that is putting themselves very much out of their comfort zone to learn that sport.
But that's what they're good at. That's how they got where they got, was getting out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Here's something for you. I'll throw this on the table. So upcoming, before we do a lifestyle tip and the reset, upcoming NHL prospect. So again, so perhaps the number one draft choice in the NHL this season. So he's a star hockey player. Last week was arrested for felony assault. He's an 18-year-old boy. Let me tell you why. He was being chirped on the street by a bunch of guys calling out his mother. Like basically like calling his mother out, like saying things that, we all wouldn't want to hear about our mother. So he fucking decked the guy, and he got charged for it. Charges have been dropped and everything, but his stock has actually gone up because there's this persona that this is a character fellow because he's standing up for his mom. I got to be honest with you, man. I kind of like that too.
Well, in hockey, it's not like fighting is not a part of what they do.
Well, that's right. Yes.
It just makes his image even more fucking marketable.
Well, and that's what it was, which was he was sticking up for his mom. That's the kind of guy you want in the locker room, because we all want guys to stick up for our mom. So I thought that was pretty fascinating that the guy decked somebody, got dropped, and his stock actually went up because of his action that somebody would judge as misappropriate. Yet he's like, nah, fuck, I'm
There's always that locker room bodyguard, if you will.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The
guy that nobody will fuck with in the locker room, but more importantly, that the guy will defend anybody in the locker room as well.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. We're going to do a lifestyle tip with John Anderson, reset hour 2, and come back and keep the conversation going on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
That video of my dog is so pretty. Even the movements. So good, guys. All right. What's the tip? Get uncomfortable. What does that mean? Well, when you're comfortable, you're probably not making the progress or the type of progress you could be when you're uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, you're willing to do the things you wouldn't do when you're comfortable. And if you really want to make progress, you're going to realize that the situations where all the juice is, where all the gains are, where all the progress is made, is centered around you being at least a little bit uncomfortable. So first off, be aware of this. Once you're aware and you realize, okay, I'm going to have to get uncomfortable to do this, welcome it. Don't run from it. Run to it. You recognize this. You practice stepping into it. And pretty soon, you're the guy that becomes comfortable when he's actually uncomfortable. That's me. If I'm too comfortable, down deep, I become very uncomfortable because I know that I'm stagnant. Don't get me wrong. There are times, little snippets in my life. Okay, you know what? I need to rest. So I'm going to allow myself a few hours of just unplugging and be comfortable to rest and recover for the last few hours this day. It's not what I'm talking about. But in general, I make sure that the things I'm doing, the goals I'm chasing, the standards that I'm constantly keeping are all keeping me a little bit uncomfortable because it's very easy for me to strive. And then you get to the point where you're in a situation, everybody else is uncomfortable because of the situation, and you're actually comfortable in it. And now you've turned the tables. You're the guy that can pretty much do what everybody else can't. And if you take this little tool and you understand it, learn to use it, it will change your goddamn life. So what's the tip? Let's get uncomfortable. Rock and roll.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We got Kaya on the buttons, and she is doing an incredible job here. I got the wrong mute. There it is right there. Good job, Kai. Yeah. Who needs Jimmy anyways? Hey, good time? Good time. You want Jimmy? I know Charlie loves Jimmy, so maybe we'll move Jimmy over to Good Times team. Good morning, Lauren, my baby. I see you out there. Good to have you in the comments. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us this morning. If you're joining us, you are late to the party. We've been getting up for the last hour, having some wonderful conversation. Or ACL. Yeah, true story. What is your excuse today? Between Lindsey Vonn's ACL, between Don Mann collapsing, climbing mountains, between Lonnie Bedwell climbing Everest blind, we all actually have no excuse to get up, get after it, and run towards and achieving the biggest goals around. Man, it's just there's constantly being presented with evidence that there's no excuses. There's actually no excuses. Coming up, second hour, we're going to talk about some wearables again. We like to talk about that as conversation. I got a few things to throw at Johnny when it comes to wearables, and then we're also going to get into. I got something which I found here, which I thought would actually be interesting to talk about this morning with John. 7 fears that quietly shape many men's inner world. I'm putting this one on the table, and I'm inviting you guys to lean into this one. What scares you? What are the fears that you don't talk about? What are the fears that you don't like to share? Or what are the fears that you do share? We're going to get into that conversation in a few minutes. But before we do that, we're going to get into the deep dive and why your smartwatch and your wearables might be lying to you. Kai, you're doing a hell of a job. Let's get that button going because hour 2 starts right now.
Your watch is the loudest liar in the room, and you still call it accountability.
It told you you're fine, then it buzzed again. That's not health, that's a hostage note.
Now fake data's everywhere, and the tired man keeps smiling like he's winning.
Leadership isn't a dashboard. It's what you do when nothing pings you.
Nation, we're putting the watch on trial. Then we're rebuilding your 2026 with truth, not shame.
All right, so we're going to get into why your smartwatch is lying to you. I know we've talked about this a little bit over the last couple of weeks because I've been leaning into, my sleep tracker, my sleep score, and it's funny because perhaps the timing of this is actually pretty good. I had a better sleep last night. I had a pretty good sleep actually. I thought, yet my watch told me that I didn't. So and where I want to go with this one, John, is maybe kind of going back and forth with this one is that. We're only going to be presented with more numbers as we attach more signals to our body. At some point, I believe we want to be leaning into some of these numbers and finding a way and again, before you put your back up, well, hold on, numbers can be noise. I agree with you. I want to keep thinking that as we keep measuring ourselves, we're going to find ways that we're going to gather benefits from the numbers that I'm struggling with my words here. What I'm trying to say is that at some point, these numbers are going to help us. I have to say they're going to help us. I think the balance is how to not make them a distraction and how to point us in the right direction. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's where the totem pole do they belong?
Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah. Well, so it's interesting because I know you're a big believer in feelings, and so am I. And that's very hard to measure. So I guess what I'm asking myself is, remember how you made a statement, half an hour ago, you said, well, 50 years ago, we were taught this about losing weight and calorie counting, and that's kind of how we went down a path. What I'm wondering out loud right now is that if we're going down the same path with this, we're being taught something similar. Here's an example, John. When this device came out 10 years ago, all of a sudden, magically, I don't know if you remember this, but all of a sudden, magically, it was, you need to get your 10,000 steps in. Well, no, that was just Apple selling a watch. That was Kellogg's selling Raisin Bran, 2 scoops of raisins. So I guess what I'm asking is, I wonder at some point, what's a marketing ploy, what's a sales ploy compared to what is real? You know what I'm saying here? Because there's also business behind messaging.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have you can't argue that there's a problem getting 10,000 steps a day.
Okay, you mean for most humans?
Yeah, you can't argue that that's terrible for you. No, if you're fucking taking 500 steps a day, like most people,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden you're taking 10,000, that's going to be helpful for you.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying to you though, Johnny, is that was a magical number that science has now said that 10,000 number is actually there's no science linked to it.
But for your see again, you're distracted by the number. I'm talking about more movement.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted you to go with it.
I mean, at every turn, the number gets you lost on what you should be looking at.
Yes.
It's because you stick to the number when the number is just a fucking direction.
Well, again, that's why I think all these wearables at some point could be lying to us, because to me, and that's why we're saying the same thing.
But the numbers are what lying. The concept is not lying. It's the number that's lying.
I don't disagree with you. That's what I'm saying to you. The concept is. So let me represent this. I think we as humans need to listen for the signal and not get distracted by the noise. And often the noise is wear your ring, wear your watch, because all these things are going to change your life. Well, the 10,000 steps is not a real number. It's a number, but it's not really based in science. And yet we're all taught these things which aren't real. So again, don't chase the numbers, maybe chase feelings, chase what's really happening to you, use the numbers as a measurement, but they're not always true. Am I making sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but again, it's forget truth or false, just stick with distraction.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to, there are all sorts of metrics that have no number involved, and they prove so much. But then we have these metrics based around numbers, and we know that the number is questionable proof.
So it's funny because Good Time Charlie put this on the table too. You remember during COVID, it was you had to stay 6 feet away from somebody, 6 feet or 8 feet, right? The number. Oh, you're in my 6 feet. It's just, again, I find it fascinating how we how messaging is communicated to us linked to a number, and then that number becomes gospel. Right. And that's kind of the point, which is it becomes gospel. And then people start, recommunicating that gospel, 2 scoops of raisins in a box of Kellogg's raisins.
What do you think about it, brother? Let's go to the elites. And I don't know, I'm speaking a little bit out of my butt here, so forgive me.
Sure. Yeah.
The elite doesn't worry about how many dollars are in his bank account. He doesn't worry about all of these numbers that most people are fixated on. He looks at things from a totally different perspective. Counting wealth is different than counting money.
Ah, yes. Well, again,
it comes down to it. It's like the uneducated brain gets fucking totally wrapped around numbers, thinking that that's what needs to be paid attention to, when in actuality it's put out there, by the people that want the dipshits to be distracted.
Yeah. Well, so again, so what I'm hoping to get out of this conversation, and as we wrap it up, is why your smartwatch might be lying to you. To me, is very much like the 2 scoops of raisins. I think we as humans need to be educated, not get caught up in the noise, not run towards what the marketing message is, and sure, buy your Oura Ring, sure, buy your watch, but it becomes.
This is a perfect example. I think it kind of backs up what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The uneducated run to these devices because that's the only version of the education that they understand.
Now, that's fair. What I will flip the coin on that though is if the device gets somebody off the couch and gets them moving towards their 10,000 steps. That I kind of want to know.
That's my whole point, is that
Yes.
the 10,000 steps on the
Yes.
wrist,
Yes.
it's promoting more movement. That's what needs to be judged, not
Yes.
the number.
Yes.
But again, the number, oh God, 10,000 has never been proven. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Well,
Movement is proven.
it's interesting because we as humans, we want to know so imagine this, right? Hey, John, get a watch and get moving. Well, the next human's going to say, but how much? Well, no, but it doesn't really matter, Keith. Just get
That's the whole point. Don't fucking worry about the watch. Just get moving.
Well, yes. But we as humans want to know, but how much though? But how much should I move, John? Because I want to get a 6-pack. Right? Because we that's what we all want to know.
As much free time as your schedule will allow.
You know what I've been doing, eh? And I've been doing it a lot. So I was talking about it last week, and I live on a gym with a house on top, and I've been really kind of leaning into the gratitude of that. Dude, I was downstairs for a couple times yesterday. I was stretching, I was standing on my balance board, I was working because I'm thinking, I get to do this. So, and I'm leaning back into this numbers thing because it wasn't.
The crazy thing is, you don't even have to go downstairs to stretch.
Yeah, I know, but I do because I got exactly. But I have a nice environment to do it. I like the environment. But my point is, I just go back to the gratitude part that I get to, right? And maybe it's because I'm aging more and I'm thinking about gratitude. But man, I get to get up and go for a walk. I get to stretch, regardless of what my numbers say on my watch. I get to do.
You got a partner who helped you understand the power of positioning words.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Correct. Right.
That was when you used to say, people would say, well, why do you do this? Well, I have to get up anyway. I was like, that is so backwards the way he's presenting that.
I love how you retaught me that 100%.
Yeah.
I lean into that all the time now, because,
you're very correct. And to the average person, that's
yes.
what makes the most sense. So you
Yes.
weren't wrong in helping them understand, but it just, in terms of your own programming, it wasn't moving you forward.
So true.
You were speaking their language, not ours.
You are bang on. You're so correct on that. 100%. Yeah. Because I actually had somebody on the weekend ask me, so why do you do that? Because I get to. It's funny, man. I was at Carter's game and somebody asked me a question. You stop somebody in their tracks when you respond that way. I'm telling you, because it's not a normal response. Because I get to. Oh. But I found no one's supposed to respond to it.
Well, because most people are doing things that they have to.
Ah, there you go. Hey, Patrick Ross has a question for us. My weird racist safety person at my job just said he'd help.
Weird racist. What's a safety person? Is it like a security guard?
Or maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe Patrick can explain it to us. But my weird
racist has got to be pretty low in the totem pole. Fuck.
My weird racist safety person at my job just said he'd help me get a different position in a different department that would actually be better for me, not only in terms of hours, but financially as. And then Patrick says, should I be weary of this guy? And
I guess it just depends on if he's asking you to put on a white hood.
Oh, John. Jesus, fuck, man. And then he says, you guys are advocating for growth, and that's what we need as a country, promoting growth. I agree, man. Oh, dude, get this. I went from 302 pounds to 240 in 6 months. Patrick Ross, good for you, man.
For you, brother.
What did you do?
Patrick, honestly, what I would do, I would just ask the guy a question. Just say, hey, man, that's really cool. If you don't mind me asking, why do you want to help me? Yeah,
well, that's going to say, yeah. What's your level of interest in this, right? Like, what is there a motive here?
Well,
right?
If he's a weird and racist, probably should keep the words out that he may not understand.
Hey, so I've talked about fear with you before, and I've talked about. He says I'm half Japanese. And he made the whole squinty eyes and speaking English thing. Oh, Ross, he's definitely not a kind human if he's doing well. Yeah.
It sounds like he feels bad and he's trying to, repay the debt, if you will.
So let's Patrick.
But my question is, if he's racist and he's a weirdo and he's a security, I'm assuming guard, because that's what Or what fucking pull does this guy have? What other fucking crazy shit does he say that doesn't come true?
Well, yeah. Yeah. And Patrick, and he says, I'm half Japanese, and he made the whole squinty eyes and speaking English thing. I guess the question I would have for you, Patrick, is, are you offended by that? Is this a kind of a friend with you where you guys have those kind of joking mannerisms, or were you actually offended by him making those statements? And I'm not looking to justify it. I'm just trying to get a sense of what your guys' relationship is there. He is the guy that's in charge of the safety department for the wastewater plant. Ah, I see. Interesting. Patrick Ross dropping.
I guess then the question is, granted what he said, you could definitely title as racist, but did he think that it was a joke and he was being cute and funny to buddy up with you? Was he that weird?
Yeah, well, so he says,
or is he a racist that walks around and, truly displays this in every different direction with race, Yeah. Like when I was in Japan a lot, they would often joke with us and we would often joke with them because it was just us being fun with each other about race stuff.
Yeah, well, but there's also a line that I think we would agree with, and I'll throw something. I was asked about this yesterday if I had an opinion on it. She said to talk about it in the show. I said I haven't, but I guess we're going to talk about it here today. Patrick says, "Oh no, he did this like the second safety meeting we had." So which is interesting because to John's point, he may have done this to find a way, to your point, buddy up with you. That might be his reasoning to think, hey, can I joke with this guy by making these kind of statements? And Patrick, I'm not certainly advocating for it or supporting it. I'm just being curious. Because then Good Time says he's probably just acting like our president. And that's the thing. When you have a racist president, I don't know how you can have other leaders who don't follow the president's lead. And I'll just say it like it is. I don't expect you to have seen this, but last the president decided to drop a piece of social media content that was very racist in terms of between about Barack and Michelle Obama. And when I saw that, I was like, are you kidding me? But
it doesn't matter what the leader is. If you don't believe in what the leader's doing, you don't have to follow.
Very true.
That's a fucking cop out. If you think, the fucking president said something racist, now everybody, if you want to fucking jump on a bandwagon you believe in, that's your choice. You want to jump on a bandwagon you don't believe in, that's also your choice.
Hard to argue with that.
Choice.
Hard to argue that. Hey, Johnny, go jump off the bridge. Well, but Keith told me to jump off the bridge. The oldest fucking cliche in the book, right? The oldest cliche in the book, which is, well, if John told you to jump off the bridge, Keith, would you? You do have agency of your own choice.
I told you to eat fucking real Whole Foods too. You didn't do that.
Patrick says he knew what he was doing was bad because he also lowered his head and lowered his volume to do these jokes. Yeah, so he already clearly knew what he was doing was offering.
So if he's jokes, meaning plural, and he's continued to do it, I still would like to know what the reason for wanting to try to fucking help is.
Yeah. I'm gonna suspect that Patrick, that this guy has perhaps an agenda that might not be in your best interest. But to John's point, ask him. And actually ask him. I put him on the spot. Like so here's Patrick, I don't know you, Patrick, but maybe be the leader and put the guy in the spot and ask him. And because see how he reacts. People don't like to be asked tough questions. You know that as well as I do. Right? So people don't like to be asked tough questions. All right, geez, I didn't expect that one to go as long as it did. That was pretty awesome. Hey, we've talked about fears before. I want to throw something quickly within the table here. Fears that quietly shape many men's inner world. What are you scared of, Johnny? I've asked it before, but I want to ask you it again. What are you scared of?
It's kind of weird. I look at fear in two different categories.
Yeah.
Fear that I'm not addressing and fear that I am addressing. And I try to always address fear because fear is actually power. And if you're addressing fear and you're using it to negotiate and move forward, it's a different type of, it's a fear that sits there that you don't address that really fucks you up. So I've kind of recognized early on that fear is actually my friend. And if I attack it and I use it to my advantage, then I don't really categorize it as this negative thing. I categorize it as this tool that I need to pull off the shelf and put to work.
I'm stepping away and pausing because I like this. Because what you're saying to me,
remember Rocky Balboa, Frankie Fear, he's your friend.
I was just, yes. Most of us, when we hear fear, we run away from it.
Yeah, and if you run from your fear, the shit will haunt you.
And what you're suggesting is if you turn that on its head and use fear as a weapon, as a tool, those that are running away, you're already ahead of them because you're beating it by using it as a tool. I'm intrigued by that, actually. That's quite intriguing.
Well, and it doesn't, you don't have these, oh, I'm afraid of this. Well, you're afraid of that because you've been fucking running away from it forever. Pretty soon, those fears are not real anymore because you've outworked them. I outwork my fears.
My biggest fear is failure, whether that's my own mirror or a failure to others around. But that's what drives me is failure. Now, that's a loaded word, but that's why I work as hard as I work, because I am, and I'll be frank, Johnny, that's probably it is my own definition of failure would be what my fear is. And I gotta be honest, I don't know how to define that, but that's what drives me is I don't want to, it's not making more money. I joke about buying the airplane, all that kind of bullshit. No, the fear is looking in my own mirror and regret not doing something extra. And again, I don't believe in regret. It's just this fear of giving into like a limiting belief.
Well, when you break that down a little further, brother, when you really study that with yourself,
yes,
you can kind of nullify that and take some of the sharp edges off by realizing that, okay, I'll never quit. So, and if you're really confident you'll never quit, then you'll never really fail. Just going to take more time than you might expect.
Oh, say that again.
If you're really confident, but you have to believe.
Yes,
you won't quit, because a lot of people don't believe that they won't quit, right? So if you're confident you believe you won't quit, then you will never fail. It's just it may take more time than you expected.
That's fucking brilliant. I love that. I was talking with Carter about this weekend too, because I think like yourself, and I'll just say this out loud here. I think we have to believe what I'm going to say different. I believe I'm different. And I know you do as well. So I believe that and that's not to make myself like I'm fucking some holy whatever, but I have these beliefs in myself, which I believe drives me the way that it drives me. The flip side to that is the failure equated to that. But what I like what you've just taught me and I've thought about is that maybe there's no evidence to support my fear because I do believe that I'll always keep going. That's what you're saying to me.
Yeah. And then once you really, and it's easy to sometimes forget that. So you have to remind yourself. Yeah. So I don't quit. So this anxiety that I have over fear for me comes from a timeline. And I just have to realize, dude, you need to stop fucking sweating the timeline. The timeline is what gives you the anxiety, not the fear. You keep going.
You know what's also about how we do this show together, brother? How did we start our conversation off 90 minutes ago? Around time and limiting beliefs, right? And I said, hey, Elon built a city in a short period of time. And you just brought it right back to wrap up our conversation back to time again. That's fascinating because what you're saying to me is that you're saying to me, Keith, your fear is maybe associated with time that is unrealistic.
Yeah, I mean, because we want things now, right? And when you can kind of start to realize that, hey, I can have this anxiety for the rest of my life because I want things faster than in many cases they'll come.
Yes.
Or I can just keep reminding myself through evidence that I don't quit.
Yes.
And I can enjoy this fucking journey to the pathway to my success, which never really ends. Because you get to a goal and all you do is fucking pass on by and move to the next one.
Yeah.
So it's never ending prophecy. So are you gonna adapt to having anxiety over this collapsing time that you're really, because you don't quit, you're already collapsing it.
Yeah.
Right. Or are you going to realize that, hey, there's enough evidence here, brain, suck this up, meaning recognize I don't quit and keep moving forward, realize that failure is not an option. You're not fearing failure. You have anxiety over a timeline. I'm going to enjoy the timeline, not having anxiety over it.
You know, when we first started hanging out and you said, yeah, I'm going to get a chance to do my shtick every day for an hour, hour and a half. This last 5 minutes is exactly why we hang out. Because this is gold right now, brother. This is fucking gold. Hey, Patrick says to us, I was always scared of disappointing my parents, Johnny, but they both passed when I was a teenager. What do you do with that? I think for me, I would say, Patrick, you take your parents and you put them into your own quote unquote mirror and you look into your mirror. And then he says, John, the last study I coordinated for the psychology department at the college I dropped out of was a study of great, but it was more about how the media presents different modes of fear. And yeah, well, hey, the media is a great source of fear, dude. You can look everywhere and they're going to fucking try to scare you into something. So, hey, John, did you have one of these? I know you had motorbikes growing up. I can't.
Motorbikes. What are we, like 95 years old?
I can't see your big ass on this thing. Do you remember these little things?
If I could find one of those in that good a shape, I would fucking buy it.
I figured you would. Yeah, that's classic.
Thing is fucking vintage, baby.
Yes, they don't make those anymore, do they, Johnny? 50cc little fucking.
I mean, they make a newer version of that, but not to my knowledge. They'll make that old boy.
Yeah, that's fucking cool though. I remember seeing a lot of those things around my neighborhood, and
I had one very similar to that.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, very similar.
I like how you picked up on the word motorbike.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Really fucking 95 years old.
And then Petro's eyes went up to mini bike. I want one. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. And then we got Charlie saying my buddy has a few of them old ones. Mint. That's classic, man.
That's sick. Even the color of the tank. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I got this. This one's going to make, well, John, before you go.
Hey, John, before you go, quick question. Who bolts motorcycle grips to a bed and calls it innovation? It's probably for posture, right? Or for core engagement. John, don't answer that with confidence. Grok said it's a bedroom hack. I heard hack and my soul left my body. I'm just wondering about that owner's life expectancy because that setup looks like it turns bedtime into cardio. John, blink twice if you're ordering parts right now. If you do, Sterling's taking your credit card.
So I wasn't expecting a picture from you.
All that says is inexperience. Because we all know that using the muscles from the hip below are easily twice as strong as the upper body. So what you do, they should have basically. It's all about the footboard. You plant your feet. You don't fucking hold on to handlebars, for God's sake. Clearly inexperienced.
I actually believe. So I think this photo is actually from Epstein Island. True story, actually. I think that's where this came from. It was kind of
if that guy didn't have legs, then that's perfect.
I saw this. I was like, "What the hell is that?" And Kai, good job.
How much power are you going to generate fucking pulling on handlebars versus fucking pushing off a sturdy fucking footboard?
Well, and yeah, I like how Kai paired this up with the mini bike story. So we went from mini bike on the road to John on the camel, and Petro's like, I like how the camel left a huge dump load before evacuating the premises. Yes, I saw that too. The camel left a big load for us. Thank you very much for that one. Oh man, Johnny, what are you doing today, brother?
Well, I got my normal filming after this.
Yeah,
and yeah, everything we're doing with this new venture this year with that is crushing.
Is it crushing it? Yeah.
Yeah, we got 3 editors going fucking nonstop.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I'm going to take my nap early today, and then I know today's going to be an off gym day, but it's going to be a good pickleball day, which I'm looking forward to.
Oh, nice. Fun. Awesome.
Yeah, playing pickleball for an hour. I'm telling you, last time we did that. I mean, it's to a certain extent, I'm a little, I'm in a bad way, but I mean, I'm limping around for the rest of the day because my fucking lower body's pretty fucking spent.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But in a way where I can get a good sleep and wake up and feel great. Different type of, not like a nasty squat workout where that would turn into days of limping around.
I crushed some legs today. I got some. I just did compounds today, man. I did squats and deads. I went back forward, then I did lunges. I did lunges, squats, and deads, and then I did a climb right on my bike where I jacked up the resistance, and I did just 10 minutes of basically going up the fucking mountain essentially as hard as I could, and that got my heart rate up, got my legs going, and then I had a shower, and now I'm here. So I like the simplicity of the compound. Just put some plates on and just lift big things and put them down. Makes me feel pretty good. Feels good. You know what I mean? So, hey, before you go, hey, Kai, there's this cannabis guy wandering around backwards. Check this out. This is fucking funny, man. When you know your batch is whacked, this was located. So look at him. Maybe he was on the way to the Bad Bunny concert, just walking backwards around the streets. Look. Like, if you see this guy wandering around,
like driving out of your neighborhood backwards, right?
That's exactly it. When I taught Piper that, she's like, "Really, Dad?" I go, "Oh, yeah. I drove Piper to dance one day driving backwards." Hey, you got to keep it interesting for the kids, Johnny. You got to keep it interesting for the kids.
Yeah, I guess the question would be, who is that really interesting for, you or her?
Well, you have daughters. You know exactly what that's all about. She's like, "Really, Dad?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." Or taking the kids through the drive-through and adopting different voices to make it interesting for everybody. That's also fun too. I like to do that.
I think this is interesting to you, not them. You're getting this kind of confused. It's very interesting to you, and you're trying to say it's interesting for them as some sort of justification. My guess is they would have given you a top 5 list of interests to get to dance or go through the drive-thru. Did not include what you thought was going to be interesting for them.
I guarantee you, Dad's humor, Johnny, was not on the list of their interests. No, not at all.
So when we state that, we should probably be a little more careful with how to make it interesting for the kids.
But I do still have a little bonus daughter, Brookie, who I got home on the weekend, and my little 9-year-old, she's like, "I sure love that guy." I'm like, "Yes, I still have a little one that likes my humor."
That's got nothing to do with love. Got nothing to do with love. No question about that.
All right, Mel, speaking of love, I love you. I loved our time together here. So much fun. You have a great day, pal.
We got a fucking good thing going, brother.
Oh, we do. So much fun. It was a lot of fun here today. We had, and Sullivan says, "Love this quote. You don't fail as long as you don't quit." It's a great one by John Anderson. I agree. Very, very true. Very true.
Impossible to fail if you don't quit.
It is. It absolutely is. Very true. Very true. Okay, brother, enjoy your day today. Have a lot of fun. Be safe. And I'll talk to you in 22.
All right, my brother. Have
Take
a good
care.
loop.
All right, too. All right, Johnny's out of here. Boom-bitty, boom-bitty, boom. Oh, a lot of fun here. A lot of fun. Good morning, everybody. Listen, I know it's a different experience when it's just the Keith and John show, but it's fun. It's good. We give you guys stuff that you don't get when we got guests on the show, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do. But we do have a guest coming up tomorrow. And listen, I know that sometimes it's like, just the Keith and John show. We are actively pursuing guests, and I know that guests are a big part of our show as well. So I appreciate all of you guys. And Patrick, I appreciate you contributing. I appreciate Patrick. I appreciate you contributing, man. You hang out with us here, and you join us. Patrick, where are you joining us from, actually? So I'd like to know where you're joining us from. And a lot of fun. All right, so hey, Kai, producer Kai, who's on the buttons. Hey guys, you guys notice how good Kai's doing the show here today? And I got a confession to make. Patrick, I'll put you on the show. Give me a call, 431-300-3005. 431-300-3005. Let's get Patrick Ross onto the show. I'll take your call right now, my brother. 431-300-3005. We can talk about your racist person you're working with if you want, but I'll take your call. We can have a quick what are you scared about? And so forth. So, but we're going to get to the morning focus segment in a quick. Jimmy, half dead behind the scenes, still showing up for work. Jimmy, you're awesome, man. But I do know that we've had Kai on the buttons this morning, and Charlie, you've noticed she's doing a pretty good job. I'd say that Kai's doing a pretty good job. And if I was Jimmy, I might be nervous. Hey, good time. I noticed there's no smell coming today because Kai's not shitting her pants. Yeah, she's been shitting her pants the days before, but today she's just fucking on the ball. Like, I'm talking on the ball. Kai, great fucking job today producing the show. So good. So good, so good. All right, so listen. Kai, how long is the opener for Morning Focus? Because my bladder needs a break. What, 30 seconds, 40 seconds? Jimmy? Okay, 39 seconds. All right, here we go, nation. We got Morning Focus. I got a good one. And if you pay attention to this one, I suspect the words I'm going to put on the table are going to change your life. No question about it. Ready, Kai, Jimmy? So I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. We're going to go. These words are going to change your life coming up in 39 seconds. Go.
You see the stairs. You still hit the elevator like it's harmless. That button is the grown-up snooze. Just this once, then it repeats all week. Make it a trigger. Stairs means shoulders back, chin up. Walk like you're running the building. Before the first step, take 2 nasal breaths. If you can't control that, pressure will control you. Every elevator ride teaches your nerves, I do hard things only when forced. That's why your word feels light. 8 seconds of stairs beats a 10-year plan you don't trust. Stop negotiating and climb, nation.
Boomity boom. I do. Good time. I have one like literally about 15 feet to my left. Yeah, 15 feet to my left is a good old bathroom, but not a bidet. Good time. Nope. And then 3 feet behind me is my gym. So I am in good shape. True story. Good job, guys. Good job, bladder. Yeah, pretty fast. Patrick, hell, I'm about to pack a bowl, smoke only half of it, and save the rest for my wife. Patrick Ross, we are drinking the same Kool-Aid, brother. I knew I liked you. Yeah, I love it, man. Hey, Patrick, are you a sativa guy? You're an indica guy? You're a hybrid guy? Yeah, that's awesome. I'm about to smoke half a bowl. That is awesome, brother. I love it. All right, so listen, I've been teasing this conversation, I guess, yesterday. And I know that producer Jimmy likes when I do these monologues quicker than later so we can get this thing prepared. Well, I had this one prepared early this morning because of something that happened over the weekend. And I was talking about it with Johnny yesterday and was reflecting on some words that I can maybe help move you guys forward. And when I stayed at the hotel this last weekend, I asked them to put me up high. I said, yeah, can I get a higher floor? And they were like, why? I said, well, so I can take the stairs. And it's funny because as I've been hanging out with Lauren now, coming up on whatever it's, probably close to 10 years now. I would say it's one of the things that she's really encouraged me as we've gone through our life together, which is why the elevator? Let's get to the stairs, right? And it's funny because when you think about this, there's 2 things in our lives. 2 things. There's more, but I'm going to break it down to 2 things right now, which actually change our life. And the attitude and the choices that we make, I'm going to be very oversimplistic, but man, these little decisions that we make, the impact that it has on our overall life. And what I find is that the stairs, those simple things in front of you, will change your life. And it's not because stairs are special. No, it's because stairs, like the snooze button, think about this. They expose you when nobody's watching. Think about that. Because they're right there. They're all around us. They're everywhere. Fucking stairs everywhere. They're beside the elevator like that silent truth serum. And most people, in my experience, and frankly, I was one of them for the longest time. And even there's times today that I probably still don't make this decision as I should. Most people don't take them. It's funny because the elevator is the grown-up version or the supporting version of the snooze button. Think about that. It's the same psychology. It's the same lie. It's just this once. I'm going to hit the snooze button just once. Or I'm going to take the elevator this one ride because there's only one press. But here's what happens. It's never just once. Now, here's what I love about today's monologue is that most of us are sitting back thinking about all these complicated things that we have to do. You guys, we laugh about our community corner segment that sometimes Melissa's like, really? We're repeating the same garbage over and over and over. Because most of us hear it. We see it. Do this, do that, do this. What I'm actually reconsidering what I'm offering to you guys, which is let's just strip it right down. Let's just strip it right back down to some basic stuff. And I'm not going to serve up any kind of magical solutions. These two things, the snooze button and the snares, how they could impact our lives. Because when we hit the button or choose the elevator, it's actually the slide in our life happening. We don't notice it. And it's not with a meltdown. No. It's micro surrenders. We're not even noticing it. And here's where habit stacking. You know how Keith and John like to talk about habit stacking. This is where habit stacking gets dangerous, but in a good way. Because you don't need motivation to choose the stairs or not hitting the snooze button. You need a trigger so that you can hijack the moment so that you can get yourself out of the comfort by grabbing the stairs over the elevator. True story. Trigger, you see the stairs. The habit is you take them. Stack those stairs with a second identity move to like this. Stairs equals the posture reset. Shoulder back, chin up. You walk like someone's in charge of their day. So again, I'm talking about taking the stairs, but maybe we'll overcomplicate it by just literally posture out, shoulders back, walking into your meeting. Imagine how good you'll feel after you crush the stairs, after you walk into your office or to your meeting with that set of confidence. And then imagine how you feel by being mindful of your breath as you're going up the stairs, training yourself to be calm. Because the stairs, guys, the stairs, they equal a mindset rep. Boom, boom, boom. One sentence every time, one step every time. I don't press snooze on my life. Think about that. And I want you not to think about stairs as cardio. Oh, but Keith, I got to get my steps in. Yes, you do. But I want to invite you to reframe this. Patrick, think about it this way. We're not talking about cardio. We're talking about programming. Yeah, you heard me. We're talking about programming. Because the real flex isn't the steps. No. You got it wrong. The real flex is the story you've been repeating to yourself. Oh, yes, your ears are up now because you're thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? Well, here's the thing that in my experience, most people haven't considered. Do you wonder what it is? Because the stairs aren't about fitness. They're about your own self-trust. Yes. Go look in the mirror and ask yourself that as you go through your day today. Because every time you take the elevator instead of the stairs, you're telling yourself, you're telling your nervous system, and Petro, you know this, I don't do hard things unless I have to. So think about that. And I know this stings. I know it stings. And you go, oh, you're Billis, you're just a fucking overachiever. No, I've made these same mistakes myself. Because every time you also hit snooze, because every time you also hit snooze, you teach yourself this. My word doesn't matter in the morning, so I'm just going to roll over and hit the snooze button. And when your word doesn't matter in the morning, guys, don't act surprised when your word doesn't matter in your business. That is the provocative part that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to hear. Because it's truth. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't do hard things unless I have to. Yeah. Oh, I don't have a time management problem. No, my friend. You actually have a self-agreement problem. Oh, I know. It stings. I know truth hurts often. Because if you can't keep a promise that takes 8 seconds, I'm sorry, guys, I'm putting it on the table. Why the fuck are you going to trust yourself with a 10-year plan? Oh, there, he just said it. I did. I said it. So to all of you sitting back, and Neiman, here's where it goes, Neiman. For all of you sitting back and planning your big fucking things to do in your life, but you're still hitting the snooze button and you're still taking the elevator, it doesn't matter. I can probably predict that you're not going to achieve your goals. And maybe that might be one of the biggest questions we ask humans as we go through a hiring process or go through a friendship process or go through a relationship progress. Do you hit the snooze button or do you take the elevator? That answer is going to tell you a lot about their habits. So yeah. Stairs, they change your health. They change your lungs. They change your legs. They give you energy. But more than that, stairs, they actually change your identity. Guys, think about it. Oh, there's Bellis again talking about eating fucking Wheaties and going to sleep and doing his Hulk Hogan stuff. Nah, man, this is not fucking rocket science. Stairs are everywhere. Those stairs are your identity. That hurts, doesn't it? Those stairs, they turn your building into your gym. Those stairs turn your commute into your training. Those stairs turn your day into a series of tiny votes for the person you say you want to become. Oh, but I'm going to get started on my project on Monday while I take the elevator. Haha, yeah, good luck. Good luck. And now when you stack that decision, it compounds. Well, the stairs equal the breath. The breath equals the posture. The posture equals the self-talk. The self-talk equals the self-trust. The self-trust equals bolder decisions. The bolder decisions puts me on the mountain at 41 with a ruptured ACL trying to win because I can believe. Or you can be like everybody else and take the elevator and keep hitting snooze and keep choosing easy. And then one day you wake up and you're not ruined. You're just soft. Yeah, you're soft in the belly. You're soft in the mind. You're not physically strong. You're not mentally strong. You're not spiritually strong. But you're soft enough to be controlled by comfort. Let me say it again. You're soft enough to be controlled by comfort. I know I'm putting truths on the table here that are going to offend or upset some people because, oh, Billis, you're just spitting ridiculous gospel about stairs. No. That snooze button is a microcosm into your life. So the next time you're standing there with those elevator doors wide open, and those stairs right beside you, don't debate. Take the stairs. Because in that moment, you're not choosing steps. You know you're not choosing steps. You're choosing whether you're the kind of person who presses snooze or the kind of person who climbs one step at a time and one identity at a time.
You didn't need a gym. You needed a moment of truth. Stairs are that moment every day.
Self-trust isn't motivational, it's receipts. Take the stairs and your future self believes you.
Sully, it's true, man. It's actually true. You know, it's funny because the simplest things we hear are often true, but yet we all as humans make them so difficult. Right? But those stairs and the snooze button, Sully, you think about how many people you've come across in your life that have made, and I'm not offering judgment. I'm not here to, listen, I've taken the elevator a billion times in my life. I've hit the snooze button a gazillion times in my life. But when you step back and you frame out what those two moments are, they're we as a human accepting comfort. And man, when I sat back and wrote this monologue to present it to you guys today, it just became so clear to me that these two decisions are rupturing a lot of people. And they don't even realize it, Sully. Don't even realize it. Right? It's like we get in a car sometimes, we drive somewhere, we don't even pay attention to it. It's like, oh, it just happened. I think it's the same thing. Right? It's the same thing. It's true. Those harmless habits shape our identity. It's so freaking true. Hey, Patrick Ross comes in as a wrap up here this morning. I think I like hybrid the most. We're talking cannabis. I always just fall back to what manager Jets Pizza said. Weed is just weed, man. But sure, we can exchange a few of your morphine pills for a pizza. Yeah. It's funny, Patrick, because I'm on the same page, man. I know there's talk about the difference between sativa and indica. The reality is they're largely the same. And then he says, well, what about the assholes who are like, oh, well, if you're 10 minutes early, you're already late. Cool. If they want me to be there earlier, then 10 minutes of my time should be compensated. Well, so hold on, Ross. Hold on there, Ross. I have an opinion on this one. Or does that just go into those people who are actually the sheep because they don't think for themselves? And then he says, I started my lifelong passion project of making a video game. I started this project a few years ago, but it wasn't until I had the tools to learn what I need to do. That's awesome, dude. That's fucking awesome. Get after it, Patrick. I'd love to see you complete that game. But I will say this, though. I wouldn't worry about those that are judging you. I would worry about being there early for yourself, right? So, and I wouldn't worry about, so for me, if you're worrying about somebody compensating you for your time, I think you're in the wrong spot because you need to create your own agency to be compensated for yourself based on yourself. Yep, 100%. Good time usually smells like weed in the stairwell, whether it's indica, sativa, or hybrid. You're so right. All right, guys, what a fun show here today. Let's see here. Today, we pulled apart one simple idea. The numbers, they say you're fine, but your life says otherwise. Something's off. And it's time to start trusting that judgment over the numbers. Hey, we talked about it, right? The wearables are good. Obviously a wearable wear. We're adding it to our platform. We're going to start tracking sleep scores for our audience here. But what I do like to consider is that, sometimes we got to think that marketing numbers are also marketing. I'm sorry, numbers are also marketing messages. Hey, batshit crazy. Person turquoise waving speech. I love that. So batshit doesn't, so that it's the emoji on our screen here. Batshit with shaking, brother. I'll wave back to you here. We also got into Lindsey Vonn, skied on a torn ACL. No excuse for quitting, guys. No excuse at all. If you're planning to go to Cuba, you might want to reconsider that trip to Cuba. I got no fuel to get you back. And hey, if you're looking for a job, hey, good Ross. I'm sorry, Patrick Ross. Good Ross. Good time and Patrick together. $18.70 to be a tree. Yeah. Less than $20. You could be a tree. Well, that's what people got paid to be the tree at Bad Bunny's Super Bowl Forest. And the beloved Bonnie Blue claims a new record event. So I felt like we had to put it on the table because we talked about her before. I don't like to waste too much time on it. Unprotected sex, 400 men looking for a daddy. Yeah, true story. That is bizarre. And hey, in the no shit Sherlock department, today's study finds exercise calories don't fully add up. Yeah, true story. And coming up tomorrow, Elizabeth, don't call me Cheryl Parrish. I have no clue why I thought her name was Cheryl Parrish. Neiman. Yeah, the whole show. Cheryl Parrish coming up on the show. Actually, she's not, but Elizabeth Parrish is. So Elizabeth Parrish joining us on the show tomorrow. The mom who flew to Colombia to hack her own DNA. Oh, baby. Yeah. We're talking gene therapy, longevity, the misconceptions around aging, and what it actually means to challenge the limits of health and lifespan. Good time. It is crazy, eh? And what I find about it too is that just I guess none of this shit should surprise us anymore, right? Gonna look for a daddy by opening up my legs to 400 men and see what happens. So bizarre. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us, nation. We're going to see you back where? Right here, live. Morningsinthelab.live. Morningsinthelab.show, mitl.live, mitl.show. You'll find us. Morningsinthelab.live. And hey, guys, to you guys tuning in right now, Sullivan, Good Time, Petro, Patrick, go check out our companion app to the show. I invite you guys to check it out. Good Time, I showed it to you behind the scenes there. Morningsinthelab.live or mitl.show. That'll get you there. I encourage you guys to sign up. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to start bringing that to the table here. We got a daily opinion. We got a question of the day. You can check in and show your accountability. What does that mean? Well, you can check in and post a picture of yourself or post something you're doing to check into the show, or you can generate something fun with our AI there. So I encourage you guys to check it out and maybe use this as what's going on. Batshit crazies out there. I love it. Go, guys, and listen. I invite you. Go sign up, check it out, and let's see how this thing works. It might break, but we don't break it unless we try it. So, morningsinthelab.live. Go check it out, or mitl.live. That'll get you to our companion app, and that will tell you what we're talking about on the show. It'll take you through the show. You can watch the show from there. There's lab highlight clips from there. Our guests on the show are there. It is an application designed to help you consume our content in a fun and enjoyable way and be a part of the show with us. So again, I invite you guys to check it out. And again, join the community over there. morningsinthelab.live or mitl.live will get you there. All right. Okay, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow, lesson 22, 8 o'clock live Eastern time, right here on the networks. See you guys. Ciao.